Osama bin Laden
Was a friend?
was an agent
During
in the United States
Russian War.
government under the code name Tim Osman.
With the Russians.
Yeah,
the
okay.
Russians,
They
in
wanted to
Afghanistan.
in Afghanistan. They wanted to get the Russians out of Afghanistan. They called on Osama bin Laden. And he said, okay, fine, I'll help you to get them out. And they gave agreements. They gave him money. They gave him intelligence information. The moment that happened, he got him out. He said, okay, good. Well, where's the end of your bargain? They said, forget this. We're not going to give you nothing. And that's what happened. And he turned on America. Same thing with Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was a friend of America. He was a good friend of the Bush family. They gave him money. He actually was built into a military power with over $80 million. They did that for Saddam Hussein. He was given the key to the city of Detroit. I mean, let's be real here.
What?
Which is a part of the history of why we have beef with Iran as well. Because we helped fund the Iran-Iraq war.
Come on, brother. He know what it is. Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, man, I'll be pleased with our brother, was not some dictator. See, it's funny how the media will make you look like a damn monster. American media.
When it suits, because America was in bed with Gaddafi.
Come on,
as
brother.
well at one point.
Come on. Well, I'll just say this. In Libya, number one, Libya under Colonel Muammar Gaddafi had zero debt. They had free education, free health care. If you wanted to go to school abroad, they would give you the money and pay for the tuition, and they would pay for your room and board. When you got married, they would give the family $5,000. If you wanted to own a farm, they would give you all the tractors, all the seeds, and the land to till that farm. Gaddafi and the country of Libya was one of the only countries on the planet that had zero debt, was completely free to do whatever they wanted to do. And that's why they called him a dictator, because he would not allow America to have access to that wealth. He was going to create a joint currency using the wealth under the feet of the Libyan people, the gold, the oil, etc., and the wealth of the nearly 50 other countries in Africa, and come together to create a African currency. That money, based on the African worth, would have bankrupt China's yuan. It would have bankrupt America's dollar. It would have bankrupt the European pound. So that was removing total neo-colonialism from the planet. And they said, we need to get rid of this nigga now, because if he comes to power with those other 50 countries in Africa, we will have to bow to them. And we do not want to bow to them. That was what it was about, money, because Gaddafi was a friend of America. Interestingly enough, when America tries to say this person, that person is a dictator, that person is a dictator, the first question you need to ask is, hold on. What is it that country has that America needs? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. America is currently over $60 trillion in debt. Make this very clear. America, if you look at Wall Street, they say a little over $22 trillion. But who do we owe? Y'all need to clap for that question. You need to clap for that. Ask it again. I have been waiting for somebody to ask you, because you know. And the Honorable Mr. Sargon has been telling it for a long time. The international banking families of Europe. You're talking about the Warburgs, the DuPonts, the Rothschilds. You're talking about the Carnegies. You're talking about those people who
the
Rockefellers. They own America after 1913 with the creation of the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve Act came into existence, and they literally are a gangster group that has nothing to do with the Constitution whatsoever. They took over the monetary printing of the money in America. That's only supposed to be given to Congress. They took over the continuous economic manipulation of America. So anything that happens in America goes through the international banking families of America, or Europe, pardon me. And they own America. They own most of the world. And that's what America owns. Exactly. International banking families of Europe.
So it's not even debt with China. It's them more than anything.
Let me just talk about that. Yes, America owes China over 1.1 trillion. They owe Japan over $1 trillion. They actually owe North Korea money as well. America owes over 75 countries money.
Okay, so all right, just for me.
Let me slow down. I'm talking.
No. Just for me, because I really don't know this shit. So what do? They go and say, yo, let me borrow $1 trillion? Is that how it
They're
goes?
like a humongous credit card to the world.
America is the biggest whore in the world.
God damn it.
The biggest oil junkie in the world.
Okay.
So America
goes whores now, so you know.
Yeah. I gotta say whore.
America's bigger than than Lucia from my hood. No, let me stop. America were a woman, I don't think any man would want to touch her. I'll just say it that way. Respectfully to the sisters, just being real, paint the picture. But America owes so many countries money. It's insane. It's really insane. So whenever she's talking about other countries and saying these are terrorists, see, you go to another nation that didn't invite you. Right.
You try to have negotiations and tell them, listen, give us your oil, diamonds, etc. We'll have some negotiations. And they say, well, no, we don't want you to have that. You go to another one. And America says, oh, okay, cool. So America leaves, and what do? They send in agents through the CIA. they assassinate the leadership after they use the media in that country to turn the people against the leader of that country. Then it's called a coup. They assassinate the leader and they prop up someone who was a CIA agent who they have trained to be the new person to run for the leadership of that country, put him in place, and then they have free access to the wealth that they already were trying to get in the first place. This is called a coup. America's been doing it for a very long time. They have murdered and assassinated leaders all across the planet.
Which Iran as well, with the Shah and everything.
Yeah, the Shah. America is a gangster, brother. I mean, a real one.